Good morning. Welcome to another Memphis Monday. A friend of mine asked me to make him a couple of handles for his old antique sledgehammer. I agreed to do it. So let's knock off the chatter and get to work. Here's the hammer. It looks real old. It may or may not have some markings on the side here. I haven't been able to make them out. It's got an amazing patina on the handle. Of course, it's split down here and it's about ready to crack through here. And the shape of the handle is real nice. It's six-sided. It looks like this was square stock or rectangular stock with the sides trimmed down, and then it tapered into the head. My goal, first of all, I want to get this handle out intact. I don't want to cut it off to take it off. So I'm going to try to take these these metal, there's two metal wedges in the end here. I'm going to try to take those out without destroying the handle. So let me I hate to tear up something this old. So what I'm doing here is I got a probe and I'm just trying to get down just working these wedges back and forth, trying to get them to move. I bet there's a way to do this. I just don't know what it is. Okay, are you watching? 'Cause I think, watch it move now. You can see it move a little bit. See? All right, let me keep working it back and forth and see if we can get lucky. Well, I'd show you my technique, except I don't have any technique. I'm just continuing to fiddle with this thing. Some little vice grips. I can get it to move a little bit. Put a little upward pressure on it. I think it's working. We'll go put it on my other vise. What I'm going to do here is I have a flat punch, and I'm going to put it in the end. Try to drive that handle out. So far it ain't working. I don't know why it's not working. Ought to be working. Ow. Bingo. Let's go take a look at it. I thought you might be interested in seeing how I set up my carving station. I'm going to be using the angle grinder to start off with. But I have this big B52 fan here blowing out of the shop. And I got this other B52 blowing right on the workstation. I got them turned off right now because they make so much noise. But these two fans pretty much take all the dust that I produce and blow it outside. If I'm going to do a lot of carving, I still use a mask though. Okay, I'm going to turn the fans on so you can hear them. Now if you watch real close, when I'm carving, you'll see the dust sort of caught up in a whirlwind and blown right out that door. What I'm doing here is finishing up the part of the handle that goes into the axe head. I'm doing is just using a rasp and heavy sandpaper and put it on like that, kind of wiggle it around and then take it off, and then you can see on your right there, for example, you see a black mark and right here you can see some brown staining by putting that on there like that. Then I can just work it and basically take off the dark marks. You can see some dark just keep doing that. I think we've about got it right now, because this thing, the hammerhead is on the inside. This opening right here, this oval, is bigger than it is inside here. There's even some, and same with the other side. This oval is bigger than it is inside. That way the wedge can flare here and hold the handle on. And you can put this one on. There's no up or down on this thing. This was the top. I got a mark there with that mark right there. This was the top, but it's identical both ways, so it can be put on either way. Okay, let me show you what we're going to do with the handle. This handle right here has a real nice feel to it. It's basically a hexagon. It looks like they started out with a rectangle, and then they basically cut off the corners so that they ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octagon. Octagon, not hexagon. So in the final analysis, the thing looks like I don't know if we're getting a good almost looks like a circle, but side there, side there, side there, side there, side there, a side here, and a side there. So this would be a cross section of it. And then if we look on the actual piece here, those sides to that octagon are carried all the way through the handle, all the way down to the head. Even though the thing is tapered, the octagon sides go down like that. So I'm gonna try to duplicate some of that. I'm gonna duplicate that on this, on what I'm making. I'm basically gonna shape it down some, and then try to duplicate that octagon shape in this wood here. Get over the sander and give it a whirl. Okay, what I have now is basically two rectangles. I got this bigger rectangle here. It's wider. It's wider across this edge. Than it is this edge. And then it flows down into this smaller rectangle in the lower half of the thing. So now what I'm going to do is, so I've got a rectangle. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bevel these corners all the way from the end here all the way down to the head. I'm going to bevel all the corners and turn this into an octagon. I've got the handle roughed out with the octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The octagon shape. Now, you see on the original, that octagon is fairly subtle. I mean, you You can feel it, but it's really not all that easy to see. So my next step is to take my roughed out octagon here and sand it with a random orbit sander. Well, there's our handle all finished. I got the original handle that we took out. My buddy wanted a knob on the end, so it's a knob longer than the original. But that's our octagon hammer handle. It's nice and straight. I got those wedges pounded in finally, and I backed them up with some epoxy. I don't feel bad about that because I've seen axes in the store that have been backed up with epoxy. Alrighty, so there it is. Well, that does it for another edition, Memphis Monday. Got our octagon shaped handle all completed and turned out pretty good. I think interesting thing about this is we basically carved it using a belt sander, and I know you probably don't have a nuclear powered belt sander like I got, but if you just turned a portable hand belt sander upside down, probably do the same thing. But we basically carved that with a belt sander. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you comment and whatever else you do on YouTube, and make sure you're back here next week for another exciting adventure.